Hi everyone, Stephen here with another video around risk and controls. I'm a risk control and controls professional. I've been doing this for over 16 years, and today I want to talk a little bit about year end. I think a lot of folks out there, especially in finance, are busy closing their year end books. It is January. Most companies have a December 31st year end. So, I was thinking, what are some of the things to look out for from a client perspective when it comes to internal controls over financial reporting? So, here's just three things that I thought of that folks in finance and in management in general should look out for as we close out the year. So, first thing that I think people should think about when it comes to year end and the year end audits is you really need to plan your resources accordingly. I think with finance, uh, of course, we have to close the books, so our main priority will be focused on that. But at the same time, you do still need to manage the external audit and the internal audit if you have one. So it's seeing what's your current resource level like and how do you prioritize the tasks. It's sometimes working with the internal auditors and external auditors to come up with a schedule in January that works for all parties. You don't want to squeeze your resources too much where they get burnt out, but at the same time there are competing priorities. So you got to have a look at your resourcing plan and see how you can balance it out. Perhaps if you can leverage some resources from other departments, that would be good to get you through the finish line. But it's something to really think about. If you already are stuck there, perhaps something to think about for next year in terms of resource planning. My number two thing is around deficiencies. Unfortunately, if you have some deficiencies, there's something to think about. Like, first of all, have these deficiencies been communicated to management? Are you aware of all the deficiencies? What are the root causes? What are the action plans? Most importantly, too, though, like, was there an opportunity to remediate those deficiencies before year end? I know a lot of audit approaches where if you identified the deficiencies early enough in the fiscal year, you can actually show that you were able to remediate those findings prior to December 31st. Most audit teams will still disclose that as a deficiency, but they can also then give you credit to say that you fixed it and that there are no issues going forward. So it's something around, there's something to think about around deficiency management. If you don't have one, you don't have a progress or process around managing your deficiencies, have a look, see how you can improve that process a little bit better for next year, at least. Is there any best practices or challenges that you face during the fiscal year, right? Whether it's having more reliance, controls reliance with external audit and internal audit, whether it's maybe having a better risk-based approach, or maybe it's rationalization, and that's been a very, I wouldn't say trendy, but very a topic that a lot of management personnel have been thinking about is how do we make our controls program more agile, and that's where controls rationalization comes into play. I've been doing that a lot with several of my clients, and really with rationalization, what that is you're trying to slim down your controls program, identify uh, potential duplicate controls where they're really just mitigating the same risk, right? So, with rationalization, I've seen a lot of benefits with that, where not only are you slimming down the controls program, but you're also freeing a lot of the control owner's time. So I think, once you're done this fiscal year's audit, it is something to think about for 2024, 2025, on whether your internal controls program can use a little bit more of a slimming or rationalization initiative. Um, and that's it. Those are the three main areas I think for year end that you should all think about. Again, if you want to continue the conversation about all things risk and control, do shoot me a note, drop me a note. My emails are all over the social media platforms, and or even LinkedIn. You can drop me on LinkedIn as well. Happy to have more discussion around risk and controls. Thanks for listening and watching. Yeah.